With visitors to Las Vegas getting hit with what seems like a never-ending parade of fees, it's no surprise that people are trying to find ways to avoid getting hit in the pocketbook. One of the methods people have been using to save a few bucks on accommodations is to head off the strip and book with AirBNB. Although I've personally never used AirBNB in Las Vegas, I know someone who has. Chris Kim, the host of the Faces and Aces Las Vegas podcast. You actually have experience with staying at Airbnbs in Las Vegas.
I don't necessarily think that it's right for everybody, but given the proper circumstance, I think it can enhance your trip.
I can only imagine that in a place in a city like Las Vegas, you're walking into some of these places. I can only imagine the horror stories that could come out of this.
I'll start with an awkward situation. I stayed in an Airbnb recently where I came in at nighttime. It was dark and the lights were out, so I guess the homeowners were not home. And you fiddle with the key code and you get inside, and I turn on the inside entry light, which immediately flickered out as the bulb burned out. So I'm basically standing in some stranger's home in pitch black. I do manage to find a light somewhere like over in the corner where it turned on like a really dim light. And right when I do that, I hear yet in another room this loud low grunting sound. And I'm not exactly sure what it is, because I was like, someone's sleeping on the sofa. Do they own a pet pig? I don't know. And eventually I get around to turning on more lights, and I find that their big, giant, like Marmaduke-sized dog is just chilling on the sofa.
Oh, jeez.
And me being a dog lover, immediately I'm over there. I'm like giving him scritches behind the ears. I'm sitting on the sofa just, rubbing up on him because, let's get that belly, all that. And, lean over. I got to take a picture for my wife, lean back, grab the dog in a headlock, take a picture. And meanwhile, it suddenly dawns on me that I'm probably being watched. Because most good homeowners will have cameras in the common areas. And so I'm sure at some point they look back at the camera like, what is this guy doing?
God. Now we have, you were telling me as well, another story that falls under the horrific category, may even fall in a whole new category of horrific, quite frankly. Which I feel you absolutely positively have to share.
A group of friends, we all booked a house. It was a gorgeous house, huge house. It looked like a reality show style, where 50 people stay in one home. It was huge. It was beautiful. It was gorgeous. Someone else showed up to the house, took a picture of the door, sent it to me, and apparently there was a foreclosure notice on it.
Oh, shit.
I guess the guy who was letting it out was a little behind in rent or payments. It's a bank-owned house. And so he sent it to me and said, what do we do? And I'm like, well, does the key work? He said, yeah. So I told him, all right, tear that shit down and go inside. If the key works, it's our place for the weekend. So let's just do that. So they go in, they claim their rooms. I get to the house, and one guy comes up to me. He's like, hey, man, follow me. Like, wow, what's going on? He's like, no, just follow me. And we go into one of the parlor rooms where there's this purple sofa. And it's got like some odd stains on the cushions. I'll use a phrase that you had reminded me of, like as though someone had been making whoopee on the sofa. And we just kind of looked at it and went, oh man, this is disgusting. All right. Let's very carefully flip the cushions over. Other side worse. That was the good side.
Oh my God.
And we just went around the house and took a look at all the sofas, and they all looked like glazed donuts.
Oh,
they just were. So we just grabbed bed sheets from all over the house and covered all the sofas. So at least, those daring enough could sit on them if they wanted to. But it was not a great situation.
Oh my God, that's awful.
After the tour of the house, I said, well, best of luck to you guys. See you later.
Yeah. How many wanted to come and join you in your room at the Link?
All of them. All of them. It was going to be a huge slumber party in my tiny little Link room.